Isang mapayapang hapon Pilipinas. Narito ang inyong balerina ng bayan, si Lisa Macuja, na bumabati sa lahat ng nakikinig sa DZRH at sa lahat ng nanonood ng RHTV, lalong-lalo na sa ating mga kasamahang alagad ng sining at kultura sa buong bansa. Unang araw ng Disyembre at muli, gusto naming magpasalamat sa mga nanood ng aming Swan Song Series Year 3 production ng The Nutcracker noong nakaraang Biyernes. Ito na po ang huling installment ng aking Swan Song Series at ang aking final performances sa full-length classical ballet na ito. Para sa mga gusto pang makapanood, meron pa kaming last show sa December 8, alas 3 ng hapon sa Aliw Theater. Huwag sana ninyong palampasin dahil napakaganda na talaga ng production na ito. Samantala, tumutok muna tayo dito sa aming programa sa hapong ito, kung saan mamamasyal tayo sa isa sa pinakasikat at matagumpay na pribadong museo sa ating bansa, ang Ayala Museum.
Mula sa inspirasyong iniwan ng nasirang pintor na si Fernando Zubel de Ayala y Montojo noong pang dekada 50, itinatag ang Ayala Museum noong 1967 bilang proyekto ng Ayala Foundation na nooy nakilala bilang Filipinas Foundation. Unang binuksan ang museo sa Insular Life Building sa Ayala Avenue sa Makati, ngunit noong 1974, inilipat ito sa unang Ayala Museum Building sa Makati Avenue na idinisenyo ni National Artist for Architecture Leandro V. Locsin. Makalipas ang 3 dekada, isang bagong building muli ang itinayo sa kanto ng De La Rosa Street na pinasinayaan noong September 28, 2004 bilang handog ng pamilya Ayala sa mga kababayan nilang Pilipino sa pagdiriwang ng 170th anniversary ng Ayala Corporation. Ang bagong museo ay dinisenyo naman ng architectural firm na Leandro V. Locsin and Partners sa pamumuno ni Leandro Locsin Jr. Ang pinakasikat na tampok ng Ayala Museum ay ang 60 handcrafted dioramas na nagpapakita ng kasaysayan ng Pilipinas. Bukod dito, makikita rin sa museo ang one-of-a-kind boat gallery, ang mga archaeological and ethnographic objects mula sa iba't ibang bahagi ng Pilipinas. Ang fine arts collections kung saan matatagpuan ang ilang mga obra ng 3 dakilang pintor na sina Juan Luna, Fernando Amorsolo at Fernando Zubel, at iba pang mga collections at exhibitions na patuloy na dinadagsa ng tao sa loob ng halos 5 dekada. Alamin natin kung ano pa ang maaaring makita sa Ayala Museum kasama ang Senior Director for Arts and Culture ng Ayala Foundation na si Mariles Gostilio.
Mga kaibigan, ang kinatawan ng Ayala Museum Senior Director for Arts and Culture, Mariles Gostilio. Magandang hapon, Mariles, and welcome to Art2art.
Good afternoon, Lisa. Thank you for having me here. Mayong hapon sa inyo tanan.
Yes, magbati sa Ilonggo.
Mayong hapon sa inyo tanan, Pilipinas.
Actually, every now and then, natatampok namin dito sa programa namin ang mga museo. Yes. Dahil gusto namin itong i-promote bilang preferred destination ng pamilyang Pilipino, ng mga turista, hindi lamang tourist destination, pero sana ng mga bata, ng mga matatanda.
Yes.
Kasi actually nung nasa Russia ako, nakita ko talaga na bahagi ng isang pamilyang Ruso ang pumunta sa mga museo o kaya sa mga live theater performances. Yes. Every week.
Yes.
Every weekend, no? Bahagi talaga ito ng buhay nila. So sana maengganyo namin ang pamilyang Pilipino na maging ang kanilang weekend destination ay ang museo.
Correct.
So
yes.
ano ang ginagawa ng Ayala Museum para
you know this thing that you're saying, it's libangan.
Libangan.
I think that's the operative word, no?
Attraction.
Yes, and then and like Ayala Museum is in the middle of a mall. So our competition are the movie houses, the shops, the restaurants. So there is great pressure to try and make it a place to visit. And so the past few years, we've been really concentrating on programming. What is it that we can do to make people come again and again? So we have a lot of workshops for kids, a program that is called START, that gets kids involved in doing art and inspired by the artists that we feature in our exhibitions. No? So if we have Manansala, they will be taught to paint like him, at least the beginnings. Or if we have Fernando Sobel, and he used to use a syringe, the kids would be taught how to do that. So at least if you get them excited, ang theory doon, kung ma-excite mo sila, ganun pa lang, baka balik sila ng babalik. So that's one way we're doing it. The other way we're doing it is obviously bringing in other art forms aside from fine arts. We've brought in music. This year, we launched a program called Rush Hour with Manila Symphony Orchestra, and they would come and play between 6:30 and 7:30. You know, Makati is known for its traffic. So instead of sitting in the traffic, why don't you just come over to the museum and treat yourself to a nice hour of music, and it becomes very relaxing. We also have a lot of historical talks. One of our blockbuster person is Ambet Ocampo. He comes and gives a talk 4 times a year on Philippine history, and I'm sure you know him, and he's a very engaging speaker. I fill up that museum with 700 people on a Saturday afternoon to listen to our history. And so it's that kind of combination. Fine arts is there. We have our long-standing dioramas. I mean, I think every Filipino child has had his field trip.
I will never forget my first field trip to Ayala Museum for the dioramas.
We have refurbished it. We have tried to make it more attractive, because over time, obviously, it had to have a makeover also, like everybody else. So we did that this year. And then we're beginning to update ourselves in terms of technology. We now have iPods available for visitors to listen to the dioramas being annotated by people like Mari Caimo in English, Cesar Montano in Tagalog. So it makes it more engaging. And the idea is eventually we will have apps and games so that it becomes real.
So talagang pumapasok kayo sa digital
digital world. Kasi ganun na ang sa mga bata eh. Kami para sila ay malibang rin at they don't get bored. And I think it's also part of the learning, the educational process. It's the quickest way to connect, no? So we're beginning to do that. And most of our major exhibitions of our permanent collections always come with a video presentation para may background. Kasi, kung hindi yung lolo mong nakahang sa dingding na yun, who cares, right? Who cares, no? But if I tell you the story, then maybe you will connect. So we just had last year we had a major exhibition on a national artist, si Botong Francisco. It was his 100th birthday. And so we asked Peke Galiaga to work with us to do a 15-minute video on his works, especially the ones that we could bring to the museum. Because madami kasi sa kanyang mga trabaho nasa Manila City Hall. I mean, they're murals, so you can't take them out. So he did a fantastic film interpretation of it that included animation and made the film, the artworks come alive. And I figured if I can fascinate the kids with the animation as a first point of entry, then maybe we're on to something. So it's really you try many ways so that they will come and they will work it into their schedule like the Russians. There must be something. And so it's been experimental on our part, and we keep what works. And obviously, variety of programming is important. And then we market now. Before, museums were not supposed to market themselves or were very resistant or reticent about doing that. So now we market ourselves. I have young people on my team. One of them, Jay, is here, and they are digital natives. So they are there. They're online. They promote.
So ang Ayala Museum meron ng Twitter, meron ng
na kaming
Facebook,
account.
meron ng website.
Meron na. So at least, and kasi if you want to reach out to the young, there's no choice. And that's how they find the news.
Yes.
So that's where and then, there's an ongoing conversation. So we always are in contact with them through Twitter. And much as I would love to be the one to do it, it doesn't come naturally. But for a certain age group, that really helps them. So we're quite pleased with that. We have, and the other thing is obviously we have our standard programs. We pay tribute to our national artists. They're very important to us. And the program is called Images of Nation. And every year we feature two of them. This year we have Botong, earlier this year, and then we have H.R. Ocampo. So that's constant. And then as part of reaching out, like you go out and dance outside Manila, we now have what we call traveling exhibitions. So we brought out the Botong exhibition. We're now in the Visayas. I mean, we're lucky because we have a film that goes with it. So it's not necessarily original artworks, it's reproductions, but that comes with a nice film that tells the story. So that's beginning to happen. And then we have a program called Pioneers Philippine Art. And that features, obviously, the pioneers and the artists that we collect. That's Amor Solo, Fernando Sobel, and Juan Luna. And then the other one that we do is for the young and the contemporary. It's a program called New Frontiers, which really showcases contemporary art and how the art form is being pushed and updated. So in the next few days, we will be featuring an exhibition called Multimedia Kitchen, which will feature Japanese artists and artists from around the Asia region who will be doing contemporary art. So again, it's a way of getting our community, which I consider to be the Makati Central Business District and its environs, a bit of exposure in that area. So as you can see, there's a lot going on. I keep my staff busy, but it's a very entertaining way of making people understand art. You know, because I figure you just get them turned on, and maybe they'll go on their own merry way and read more, research more on their own, at least recognize.
So with all of these programs, obviously it's a very active marketing strategies. What is the makeup of your audience? The people that go to the museum, of course, mostly are students.
Yes,
and
of
of what age? Elementary?
Yes, of course, the famous museum tours.
Yes,
that's
field
really
trips.
field trips. I mean, there are seasons for that. Like now is the peak season, and then we also notice there are a lot of tourists coming, which is good for us as a country. I notice there are a lot of ships that come by the Manila harbor, and it's a day trip, and we seem to be part of their itinerary, so that's good. Of course, the working people around the area, we're encouraging them to come even just to take a break from all the stress. I mean, you enter a museum, no matter what museum it is, it's quiet. So then it helps because it's quiet, and if you go out, there's a mall where you can shop. So we're trying to encourage that. So it is really, and of course the foreign residents.
Yes.
They come a lot because, as you know, museums are part of their DNA. So they're a constant visitor to our museums, and we keep them updated about what's going on. So it's children. We're trying through the programming to bring in the young adults, and we noticed that they like Japanese artists. They like contemporary art, so we make sure that there's a bit of that. Mid-year this year, we brought in the works of a very famous contemporary Japanese artist by the name of Yayoi Kusama. And she has a very big following around the world. And we were very fortunate to convince a couple who collect her works to loan it to the museum and share it with the Filipino people. So that brought in lots of young people. I mean, in 6 weeks, we had like 14,000 visitors to the
Wow.
museum. That's major.
That's amazing.
That's amazing. That's major, you know. And we noticed that even, I think 2 years before, they had a manga exhibition. And again, you have to know what is of interest to people, or at least what they've read about. So that's what we try to do. So we try to have something for everyone. And because we also have, aside from the music, we also have workshops, writing. You know, everybody wants writing workshops, and everybody aspires to be a writer, whether it's as a blogger, short story, comedy. So we have an ongoing writing program, because one of the first things we did this year was, there's a library, a very famous library called the Filipinas Heritage Library, which is part of the Ayala Foundation as well. And we moved it from its previous location, which was in the old Nielsen Tower, and moved it into the museum. So along with that, we migrated all the programs. So that was also good, because people come for the writing classes, photography classes. So as you can see, we're trying to find a place and a purpose for people to come to the museum, so that they kind of feel like it's home, you know, like you can come back again and again and grow old there, ideally. So, you know, it takes some doing, but you have to try.
And you're on the right track. Yeah. Marami pa po tayong pag-uusapan
Thank
tungkol
you.
sa Ayala Museum, kasama ang Senior Director for Arts and Culture ng Ayala Foundation na si Miss Mariles Gustilo. Dito pa rin sa Art2art. Magbabalik po kami pagkatapos ng ilang paalala.
Programang hatid ay sining at kulturang para sa lahat. Magbabalik ang Art2art. Schedule ng mga inaabangang konsyerto, update sa mga magagandang panoorin sa mga tanghalan at teatro. Narito na ang Art2art Calendar.
Narito ang ating Arts Calendar. Sa musika, inihahandog ng Cultural Center of the Philippines ang Japanese violinist na si Kazuhiro Takagi sa isang concert sa December 10, alas 7:30 ng gabi sa tanghalang Aurelio Tolentino ng Cultural Center of the Philippines. Assisting pianist si Josue Greg Zuniega. Pinamagatang Takagi in Concert, a Violin Recital. Ang palabas ay magtatampok sa mga pyesa ni na Bach, Tchaikovsky at Saint Science. Para sa ticket, tumawag sa CCP box office at 832-3704 o sa Ticket World at 891-9999. Inihahandog naman ng Cultural Arts Events Organizer sa pakikipagtulungan ng Ayala Museum ang isang Thanksgiving Christmas concert na pinamagatang A Christmas Offering sa December 3, Ayala Museum, alas 7 ng gabi. Kabilang sa magtatanghal ang tenor na si Arthur Espiritu, mga soprano sina Camille Lopez Molina at Margarita Gianelia, at bass baritone na si Noel Azcona. Para sa karagdagang detalye, tumawag sa MCO Foundation 750-0768 o sa Ticket World. Ang Ayala Museum ay matatagpuan sa Makati Avenue, corner De La Rosa Street, Ayala Center, Makati City. Sa sining biswal, kasalukuyang makikita ang exhibit na Mabini Art sa bulwagang Juan Luna ng Cultural Center of the Philippines. Ang tinatawag na Mabini Art ay isang uri ng Philippine painting na umusbong noong 1950s na sinasabing mula sa mga pintor na gumawa o nagbenta ng kanilang mga obra sa Mabini Street, Ermita, Manila. Ang curator ng exhibit ay si Dr. Pearl E. Tan, na nagsuri ng 3 henerasyon ng sinasabing mga Mabini artists. Kabilang sa mga tampok na obra ang gawa ni na Gabriel Custodio, Miguel Galvez, Cesar Buenaventura, Serafin Serna, Simon Saulog, Salvador Bading Cabrera, Paco Gorospe, Roger San Miguel, Rudy Enhambre at Tony Leriorato. Para sa karagdagang detalye, tumawag sa CCP Visual Arts and Museum Division 832-3702.
Usapang sining at kultura para sa lahat. Kasama ang balerina ng bayan, si Lisa Macuja. Art2art.
Kasama pa rin natin ang kinatawan ng Ayala Museum na si Mariles Gustilo. Bukod sa mga nilalaman ng museum, the building itself is a work of art designed by architect Leandro Locsin.
Yes.
Can you tell us about what the significance of the building itself?
Actually, it is really, it's almost like a piece of sculpture. I think the way it was designed, it looks very modern. Unfortunately, he had passed away before the building was finished, so his son, Andy, took over.
Okay.
And it was really meant to house one of our major collections, which is the gold collection, which is inside the building, and it's a 1,000-piece plus piece collection of gold from the 10th to the 13th century, so pre-colonial. And ang interesting doon, kasi sa atin, history started in 1521, right? When you study history, and it was when the Spanish came in. Ang maganda sa gold collection, aside from obviously that it's gold, is it tells you na bago noon, may nangyayari na pala sa bansa natin. There was a lot of trade going on, and aside from the permanent collections are really the gold, and then we have a ceramic collection also of around the same time, and some textiles. So when people go and see, that's what I think is surprising. It tells us things that we didn't know before. Na we were in the center of trade. And because we were in the center of trade, culture also developed. We were not yet a country called the Philippines yet then. Pero we were trading with the Muslims, we were trading with the Hindu and the Chinese. And so a lot of the pieces in both the gold and the ceramic collection will show influences of Hindu and Muslim in our culture. And in that sense, makes us very much more a part of Asia, this part of Asia. I think I think noon, some people thought na parang hindi tayo belong dito kasi parang because we're Catholic. But before that, there was a lot of this commonality. And in fact, they say that we were all part of a group of people called Austronesians. And so that's what they'll find in the museum. And that was primarily the reason why this museum was built, was to house this beautiful collection and allow us to open it up to others. So when it was designed, it was also meant to be like an anchor in the middle of the central business district. It's very distinctive, and I think it's not a huge museum. It's only 4 to 5 floors, but I think that the trick is to be able to use the space a lot. It's glass building, whereas it's not a conservative-looking museum. You know, at least what people have in mind, that it looks austere. It is not austere, although some people still feel a bit intimidated nga, no? Kasi sinabi nga ng isa dito na parang nakakatakot pumasok. Because it's gray and glass. So what we've done starting this year is we put colorful banners outside, and I think that is a practice by museums around the world. And it was being done before, but not consistently. But now, if you pass by our museum, you will always see something colorful outside. Para naman, sige, pumasok kayo. And then we also use the fountain. We use it to promote the exhibition on hand. Kunyari, last year, yung pangalan ni Botong, B-O-T-O-N-G, nasa fountain namin. So, I was so happy when, after a while, I would hear people say, nandito ako sa may Botong. Magkita tayo dito.
Dito sa may Botong.
But for me, that was, okay na yun. No? I mean, at least they're beginning to understand. It's working its way into their everyday life. So when I hear that, I'm very happy. At least that means, baka pumasok na sila kasi kilala na nila yung pangalan. So that's really, I think the idea there is, although it's still a work of art, it has to be accessible and approachable. So we try to do that without destroying the beauty of the building. It really is a very beautiful building.
And it's very doable in one day to visit the whole museum.
Oo,
Yeah,
pwede
mus-
yun.
oo.
I think maybe 2.5 hours would be long already
Okay, to visit the
to see it because we're like the museum itself, the proper is 4 floors. And in the ground floor is what we call the changing exhibition. So that changes every 6 to 8 weeks. And then
And you also have an event space there.
yes,
right?
where people can hold special events. It's also in our ground floor. So there's a ground floor gallery where the
Meron ding cafe.
yes,
Merong kainan.
it's across.
Very important yan.
Yes, and it's a very popular cafe. It has a personality of its own. So that's across the ground floor because there's a fountain, and then you have one tower. Many people don't realize there's one tower where the museum is, and that's where you have on the ground floor changing exhibition. On the second floor you have the famous dioramas, and then on the third floor are where we have our permanent collections for fine arts, and then the fourth floor is where all these artifacts are. So yes.
And well, most museums have like a distinct piece na yun yung parang kanilang signature
Yes,
piece.
yes.
The Louvre has the Mona Lisa. You
Yes.
must see sa
Yes.
museum, no?
Yes,
When
yes.
you go there.
Yes.
What is that piece in the Ayala Museum?
I think there's a few of them. I think the gold collection is something that people identify with us.
The dioramas, of course.
The dioramas, of course, yes. And everybody goes, oh my God, I was here when I was grade 5, and you're talking to a 50-year-old. No? So there is the dioramas, the gold collection, and then among the artists is obviously we're known for our Amosolo collection and the Fernando Sobel collection. And those are two of our the Fernando and Fernando collections are we're quite well known for that. So during the summertime, we try to bring them out because when friends from our friends from the provinces come, they always ask, "Oh, nasaan na si Fernando?" So they want to see. So those I think are the ones that we're quite really known for.
And so are these exhibitions the ones that makes the Ayala Museum different from other museums in the country?
Yes, I would think so. I think the gold especially, that's really unique to us. It's what we're known for abroad. The diorama, surprisingly, I mean, many people say, "Hi, walang kamatayang diorama," right? But, you know, it really defines who we are because I think for people who have only so much time to learn about our country, it's the most efficient way to do it. And also,
Lalo na sa mga bata.
yes,
you know?
and then, you know, at the end, it's visual.
So it's like the dollhouse in in Windsor Castle,
Castle.
di ba?
And what's-
Yun yung talagang naalala ng mga bata.
and they pick up things that are unique to each diorama. And in fact, I don't know if you've heard, there's a thing called the Google Art Project, which is a major initiative of Google to push the art of the world. And we're I think we're the only Filipino museum that's included in that project. And they featured the diorama because it's so unique to us. Everybody else might have all these great works of art in terms of fine arts, but the dioramas were one of the first things they asked us to showcase. So yes, I think that would be. what
And
defines-
before we run out of time, we need the specifics. Usually, ang tinatanong, syempre, magkano ang entrance fee?
Yes, and then
Ano ang opening hours at closing hours?
Okay. The museum is open from Tuesday to Sunday from 9 to 6. Entrance fees are 225 pesos for full regular adult as opposed to half. And it's 125 pesos for full regular students. And seniors will also enjoy the student rate, interestingly, and teachers come in for free. So I think, you know, they're very much a part of the educational process. And as you know, museums are like an ongoing
Wow, mas mura pa talaga sa sine.
And then we are also accessible via the digital channels. So come visit us at ayalamuseum.org. We have a Twitter and Facebook and Instagram account.
Instagram, wow!
So, modern na kami.
Modern na talaga.
Yes. So that's it. Yes, that's basically what.
And especially for the December, for the holidays,
Yes.
are there any special events happening
Yes,
in the
there
museum
are.
na
We
talagang
have-
dapat puntahan ng tao?
Yeah. What we've done is we put together, because music is such an important part, of people's lives during the holiday season, we'll be doing Peter and the Wolf with the Manila Symphony Orchestra, and that's really for kids. So we'll probably have it in an afternoon while they're going shopping with their moms, and they
Siyempre,
can be
Saturday afternoon.
on a Saturday
Yeah.
afternoon. We will also be having the UP Jazz Ensemble play for us, and the UP Guitar Ensemble, and then we'll be having something with the Manila Chamber Orchestra Foundation. So that will probably be throughout the holiday season.
The entire month of December.
Yeah, and then we'll be launching a new exhibition, a retrospective by a very respected abstract artist of the Philippines, Mr. Raul Isidro. So we'll be launching his show, I think around the 8th of December, and that will be running through till January. So that will keep the momentum busy. And meanwhile, the collections will always be there for people to visit. The gold will be still there. The ceramics and the dioramas will be there. So we're very proud of that. And then we'll also be having another exhibition by that ongoing at that time by also one of the major proponents of abstract art, a gentleman by the name of Constancio Bernardo. He is probably one of the most major influences, but he was a very private person, so this is an opportunity for people to see his works. His collections his best pieces are in private collections, and we've been very fortunate to be able to aggregate these and let the Filipino people see it. So we're quite excited about these two exhibitions.
And is there a gift shop also?
Of course.
There's a gift shop. So yung mga hindi pa nag-Christmas shopping,
Yes.
for unique gifts, you can also visit the Ayala Museum.
Yes, it's we have it on the 3rd floor of the museum, and then a bookshop.
A bookshop pa?
Yes, also.
Okay.
So that will keep them busy.
Definitely.
Yes.
Maraming salamat,
Thank you so
Marilyn,
much,
sa pagbisita
Lisa.
ninyo dito sa
Thank
ating
you.
programa. And of course, more power to the Ayala Foundation and the Ayala Museum.
Thank you so much, Lisa.
And I will bring my kids to go to the
Please,
Ayala Museum.
Please, now that it's
This
already a
December.
little updated.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Salamat. Hanggang sa susunod na linggo, samahan ninyo kami ulit dito sa Art2art, kung saan ang usapang sining at kultura ay para sa lahat. Ito po ang inyong balerina ng bayan, Lisa Macuja, nagpupugay sa artistang Pilipino.